the highest payer in another party. Why they were in court challenging their national leadership of imposing a candidate on them, they were in bed with the Ogun State APC governor. Okay? In fact, because he paid well, remember, our Labour Party has governorship candidate in Ogun State. Oh, that guy on the right is the Ogini. I mean, so is the Arabambi. Okay? They have governorship candidate too. Oh, but 9 minutes when this guy finally paid the balance, they had to publicly come out and say, we are now endorsing him. They know the many. Labour Party, if you go to Ogun State right now, yeah, you only see maybe about 4 executives out of 17 legally supposed party escorts, okay? About 17. But if you go to Ogun State now, they can bring anybody together if they want to buy, if they want to collect money from you. They will bring escort, but this is the guy running it. It's just a transit, sort of a fraudulent scheme, yeah? So they had to come out and endorse the current Do you get that now? Now, as this was going on before elections, okay, Ogun State, right? They were in court. Now, I want you to listen to these 2 clips. The credit for these clips goes to Channels Television, okay? I hope they won't bite me for this. But I can deal with that. For the purpose of this chat, they say this is the genesis of the crisis in Labour Party. That when they now said that Abure failed to follow that court judgment, okay, they now sue Abure. They said they told him to resign. And also, they now charge him for forgery. They now realize that the court judgment, order, or this or that, and everything that Abure submitted to INEC, they were forged. I don't want you to take this guy's word for it too, okay? But I just want you to have an insight into what is now being built into something bigger, right? To get at Obi, destroy his case, withdraw the case, and then finally dismiss him. See where it is starting from. Oh, squabble between people who are trading posts, who are collecting money from candidates here and there, is now being built into something bigger. The genesis.
Studio to help us get a sense of what's happening in there. Dr. Yunusa Tanko is the chief spokesperson of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
Also here is Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma. Good morning, Nigerians.
Let's start with you, the National Publicity Secretary. What's going on in your house?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning, Nigeria, once again. What is going on in Labour Party is purely, our party affairs. And this issue started last year in the build-up to the primaries of our political parties. Some candidates that did their primary governorship in Enugu by the name Ezeoko emerged as the winner of governorship primary in Ebonyi State. Why one Murphy Imase also emerged as our House of Representative candidate. But suddenly their name were published by INEC, and by the time INEC will release the second batch of the list of candidates that will contest election, their name has been removed. A meeting was called by the NWC. We demanded from the chairman what transpired between now and then, who gave the authority for this name to be substituted, because they are not dead, and the people are here. They said they were not the one, that wrote letter of withdrawal and the affidavit. It dismisses this, this issue, with a wave of hand, and that crisis now started, between us. We proceeded to INEC because in Labour Party, the ideology of the founding father was equality and social justice. Everybody, we are all equal there, and justice must be seen to be served to all and sundry. We wrote to INEC Officer Mahmoud replied that, oh, there were documents submitted by your national chairman, your national secretary to the commission, claiming that those two candidates withdrew by themselves and that they even sought an affidavit at the FCTI court. We said, okay, we apply for the certified copy of the document. We proceeded to the FCTI court and we wrote to the registrar, sir, ma, we want certified copy of what this document, they call it this governorship election notice of withdrawal of candidates and also the letter of voluntary withdrawal. That was when the court wrote back to us with the certified copy that those documents were forged by the chief registrar, Lawa Fumilola, director of commissioner of Food Department.
Is the court that wrote back to you?
Yes, they wrote back, giving us the certified copy. And that was when we got to know that the chairman and secretary deliberately forged the seal of the court in the affidavit. That is one. They forged the signature and stamp of the commissioner of oath, and they also produces their own TSA account. Everything is here. That was how that issue started between us.
They forged?
Yes. We have the certified copy. Everything here, they are certified copy from the court. Then, we have the candidate. Proceed to court. Here I have, this is the Federal High Court judgment. Abakaleke Division, this is certified copy, where it was affirmed that the people they claim withdrew, they were not the one that withdrew, and their documents were forged and presented to their neck, and court directed, remove the name of the people who submitted to INEC and replace them with the original candidate. This is the Federal High Court. Abure appeal with those candidates that it imposed on the party. They proceeded to Court of Appeal, they and their candidate. They lost at the Court of Appeal. This is the certified copy of the judgment. The Supreme Court, on 28th day of February, affirmed the decision of the Court of Appeal. This is also the certified copy. We asked him, my dear friend, you have to resign. Our president candidate is a man of integrity. We will never allow you to think you can have your way. To hide yourself under this manifest fraud and to think you will be deceiving Nigerians, that you can lead Nigeria to a promised land. The question we ask him is that if you are challenging APC that they are corrupt, if you are challenging PD that they are corrupt, we must be seen to be doing our own thing differently. We told him point blank then that it is normal in a state crime when a man pontificates on a lofty principle of idea of decency. You must never turn around to say that principle is no more realistic and that compromise is not the order of the day. That was when he refuses. He absconded from his house. He was now staying in the PC's headquarters. He absconded from the secretariat. We now petition the police. The police report is here. I also have the certified copy because I am a man that knows, due diligence. We applied for the IGP that, okay, the petition that we wrote, what happened to it? They asked us to apply. I wrote the application to the IGP. It was approved, and we were given report of the police investigation. They are also here, which state that the forensic audit they did on those documents confirmed that they were forged. And the four of them that were involved were the national chairman, the secretary, organizing secretary, and the treasurer. And that an arrest warrant, I am telling you, has already been issued for them. They were all here. So, before the police would start their work, we proceeded to court on the civil matter. We asked the court, my lord, can a man who has committed this, because we have two documents, one from the police and one from the register of the FCTI court, can he continue to be parading himself as our national chairman? That was why, to the expert motion, that the court said, no, we are going to restrain you. Our lawyer even asked for abridgment of 8 days. Come back, because we wanted him to come to court with any lawyer he has. Let them come and prove this case before Nigeria. Because when you come to equity, you must be seen to come with a clean hand.
Okay,
so that was why we approached the court, and the court will restrain him. And because nature above vacuum, everybody knows that it's not constitution. And the constitution of a political party can never be greater than the constitution of Nigeria.
Mr. Arabambi, just a moment. Let's come to Mr. Tanko, because I know that you've also spoken a bit on this matter.
Yeah.
And I think that you have spoken in defense of the national chairman, saying that he cannot be removed. But from what he said, forgery is a pretty strong allegation.
Thank you.
Do you want to shed a little more light on?
Well, I thank you very much that you mentioned that it's allegation, and that's clear. For anybody who is expecting me to come here this morning and be sharing argument with Arabambi, the publicity secretary, as all, must be mistaken. It won't happen. What will happen is this. I will just allude to the fact that whatever the internal challenges are within the Labour Party, which he or any other person may be part of, ab initio, whatever the challenges are, as you reeled out all of these particular documents, is either he was part of it because they are a National Executive Council, which he is a part of. And at the same time, he knows the constitution of the party, which is very, very clear. These are issues that can be dealt with within the party itself until when the allegation is proved beyond reasonable doubt in the court in which they have gone to. I read out to you section 17, article 17 of the party. Permit me, please. Article 17 of the party said very clearly that, he said, Article 1, he said the national chairman of the party may be suspended or removed from office on the vote of no confidence passed by at least 2/3 majority of the National Convention convened solely for the consideration only of such motion. Very, very clear. That is the Constitution, all of us adhere to follow. So, if there are this particular quantum of allegations and all, we have a modus operandi and how these issues can be dealt with. But that was not followed. It seems to me that it's a targeted attempt, apart from the national chairman, but targeted at Peter Obi and Deti Baba Ahmed. Because these internal struggles could have been nipped on the bud right in the party, while we are at the midst of struggling for the soul of Nigeria, led by Peter Obi. We are now being meandered and manipulated within the party in order to challenge the leadership of the party, who is at the presence of this particular
Studio to help us.
That's the game. Did you see Arabambi? A lot of you are not even paying attention. You are all complaining about his ear, and all of that. Omo, Arabambi, National Publicity Secretary, who happens to be part of National Exco, that is right, yeah, must have been part of the decision that the National Executive that gave the waiver to all these people. He must have been part of it. He must have been, but in a way, some people, they pay better money elsewhere. And did you see where he dropped Peter Obi in it? Our leader is, who is your leader? Who is now this one? If Peter Obi is your leader, well, who is this? Who is Dapo Abiodun? So now you have your mo. Like I said, these are career politicians, okay? They are cash and carry politicians. The guy, the Tanko guy, is one of the obedients, okay? That is from northern Nigeria. Is the guy who is like the publicity secretary for Peter Obi's campaign council. So therefore, they have to work together as a party. So you know what I mean? He's not an escort of their party. It's not. But he knows that with the likes of Arabambi, the target is not the chairman. Nah, the chairman Bao. The target is the court case. But Tanko was quoting the law of their party. Arabambi said, law of Nigeria is bigger than the law of Labour Party because they have the judges. All those judgments can be bought. Don't doubt that. These guys have been doing it for years. You see this particular one where they wear yellow. I have known him now for more than 20 years. I'm not joking. I have known him before I left Nigeria. He's from Ogun State. So I know the politics of Ogun State very well. I know almost everybody that are now kind of older, people that looks older now in Ogun State politics. You know, 10, 15 years ago, they were very younger. I was younger too, but I've been in it too for a while. So this Arabambia and his crew, they are career politicians. You don't go to them and say, you know, they give shishi. You know, they give shishi. You know, they give shishi, ke? Look at this one. When they are paying us in bulk, when once we knocked, we know they knocked the door before they even open them. So this is obedience versus Labour Party here now. About the battle, is not carnal. This is the continuation. Credit again goes to the channel television. Okay, let's take that.
Struggle, and then we are leaving credence to some other thing. I am not alluding to the fact that they have a document that they want to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Prove it at the party. We will deal with our chairman. We have the capacity to deal with the chairman if he's found one.
Mr. Tanko, thank God you mentioned that they have documents as proof. I mean, certified true copies of everything, investigations from the police, from the court, and all of that. And you think that should be taken into, it should be an internal thing?
Of course, because it's the power of the party.
It's forgery. Forgery is a crime.
Yes, I said all of this document. I didn't contradict any of the document that they said. And we said it clearly that it's an allegation. When you prove it, then you deal with the chairman. It's simple as that. Not waive it. Do not waive it at all. It is a heinous crime for you to be engaged in forgery in any position of the law. And the party will deal with it according to its own internal organs. And that will be done because if you prove within, all of us are members of the party, and you bring us such very, very serious document, and you say probably will not deal with the chairman. No, we will. That one is a fact.
Okay, well,
but I'm only saying that the processes of dealing with the chairman should be followed according to the constitution, would cut all of us together.
Dr. Arabambi, one second, please. Dr. Arabambi, did you consider the internal working mechanism of your party in your constitution before taking this to the public?
Yes, of course.
So did you follow it?
We followed the constitution of the party. But Article 7 of our party constitution alluded to the fact that our constitution is subservient to the constitution of Nigeria. So, where there's a conflict between any law, edict, or other constitution that is in contravention of the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that law will have to be set aside in its entirety and shall be declared null and void. So, our constitution is already in contravention of the Constitution of Nigeria. Now, this person, we are not asking him to convey the convention for suspension or removal. No. It is to step aside while we will cause an investigation. It is normal thing in law that you can never be a judge in your own case. When you have to be investigated, you will not be on that seat. Another person will have to be there. He knew about all this investigation. In the report of the police, they were invited 4 times. They were here. Everything is here. They refused to honor the investigation. You see, deliberately, we demanded from the office of the IGP this document so that tomorrow nobody will say, oh, they don't know what they are saying. Now, when you are invited by the police, come and explain your own in this saga, and you absconded. But because we're in a political terrain, we said, okay, IGP, please, sir, we were the one that wrote the petition. Can you furnish us with all the detail? And Baba Ahmed said, okay, don't worry, go and put an application because police are not politicians. Go and put an application. We put up an application and everything we got. Also the court, we approach the court. I think we'll be more civilized, in our way than for anybody to now run on here to say, oh, Thug invaded, party secretariat. We are done what we are supposed to do. We are not calling for convention. Nobody is removing me from office. But normally, you cannot be a judge in your own case. You cannot be a judge in your own case.
It does appear, I see you nodding your head. Do you agree with that point?
Of course, when you talk about constitutionality and all, and that is the reason why, when the court also said that there's a stay in action, just like the way it was pronounced in Benin, just like yesterday we had the document saying that you stay action until when you prove your case beyond reasonable doubt, when the hearing is being done on the case. So I agree totally. So let's subject it to the issue of forensic expert from the court and then deal with this matter internally. I will agree with you totally. I will never, ever support anybody engaged in forgery. against the Federal Republic of Nigeria or against any individual, not from my backing and training. But also, I will not agree to the fact that we will not follow the rudiments of the law as Democrats, which is already been ensured, because the key issue of democratic tenets is the rule of law and engagement. Well, when that is established, and that will make us much easier. But then, at the same time, I make it clear that for anybody within the party to be engaged in these particular challenges here and forth without following it, you should know that the target is beyond the chairman. The target is against our presidential candidate and the Nigerian state.
We'll bring up that issue in a moment, but I want to say, I mean, for them to have certain documents when they have written to the court,
yes.
You know, and the court says, no, the document you have provided is a forgery, and they say this is a certified true copy. Some people will say that perhaps it's now moving beyond the realm of allegation, when you now begin to have hard evidence from the court. You write to the police says, oh, we've done an investigation on that document. It also looks like certified, you know, we've done some forensics on it, and this is moving beyond what it is that we're saying. Some people will say that perhaps there ought to have been a quicker resolution of the issues within the Labour Party before this matters came to this point.
Oh, I agree with you totally. And there have been series of attempts in that regard. He's aware of that. There's been a lot of, in fact, I have confirmed video where both him and some other persons were saying that, okay, we know this thing is targeted towards our principal and all of those ones will bury our sword and deal with the matter internally and all. I have those videos. And that's to confirm that such attempts were being made within the party. And at the same time, if we have a document that did this, the courts are there to prove beyond reasonable doubt as regard to what really transpired, and they will make this particular judgment. And then the court also will look at all of the documents and say, look, you have been found wanting in this regard, and that is that, and then you must leave that office. That's all I'm just saying. So, but for us to be engaging back and forth on the matter, no.
Mr. Arabambi, I'd like to also, you know, come to you in terms of where your party currently is at. It's in a rather precarious position, and some people will say that, well, yes, you might have a case against a national chairman, but this might not be the most auspicious time to be pursuing this particular matter in the manner that you are pursuing it, especially looking at what has just happened post the 2023 elections and the stand that your party is taking on the 2023 elections. Don't you think that the manner in which you're going about this could affect the credibility of your party as it seeks to, you know, make a case in court against what has happened in the 2023 elections?
No, it's not going to affect the credibility. Rather, it's going to, you know, allude to the fact that we are even more a credible political party than the one we have. We don't want Nigerians to believe we are going to have, let me say, if we won at the court now, we don't want anybody to believe we have a government that will say, come, when you join us, just go and say no more. Once, for the first time, we were the political party that has ever been able, you know, to come out, you know, with the kind of issue against our leadership. Before PO came, you know, into the party, we have, you know, our ways of working in line with our constitution. But when all this matter, you know, happened, everything started late last year. Like he said, a lot of moves have been made. But because the chairman, the former chairman felt is above board, he considered himself as the only NWC member. He assumed his surname is NWC. But we must not just sit back and allow this kind of thing, you know, to wash away. The reason is this: you have the candidate here is a family man. You denied him his right to run for governorship. The other man is a House of Representative member. You deny them the right. We cannot wish all those one away. They are individual. They have their right to run for an election, which they have done. But why must someone just decided that, oh, let me just put a blockade on these people's road for a reason best known to him? We have discussed with the chairman. We have met, you know, several times, but he will tell you that there's nothing anybody can do. We say, okay, whether we can do something or not, you will know. That's why we approach the court. I think we've been civil to approach FCT Court that in the light of all this, by Lord, Even the document of the court that was forged was from the FCT. Can this man continue to parade himself? Now he want to set up an investigation panel that is even going to involve them. As you see us here, we are all brothers. We are not fighting with the PCC. And like I said, we are with, PO. PO is a man of integrity. I keep saying it. But Abure, the former national chairman, cannot hang such baggages on his neck and think he can just throw into a sort of with PO. It's not going to happen.
Indeed, we actually, when you were walking to the studio, we saw that you're indeed brothers. But
anyway, I wanted you to listen to the source of what is now the trending news called Labour Party crisis. That is the guy there with APC governor from his own state and, of course, the person he actually worked for. So the development after all of that was that Labour Party started gathering themselves, all of their excos and all that. AIT owns the credit for this clip. Short one, okay? Back to Abuja.
The chairman of the state chapters of Labour Party across Nigeria were in Benin City in a show of solidarity with the national chairman of the party, Julius Abure. The chairman of Kwara State Chapter, Kainde Rotimi, spoke on behalf of the group appreciating Nigerians for supporting the party in the February 25th and March 18 elections. He dismissed the purported suspension of Julius Abure as the national chairman, describing it as an aberration of the party's constitution.
So we want to say it again that we have confidence in Barrister Julius Abure to continue as our national chairman. On behalf of my colleagues, we are here to meet the national chairman and we are here to just tell him that we are solidly behind him. We appreciated all he has done in all the state in the struggle. We know that he is a complete comrade and that's why he stood by the struggle. And the struggle continues until we get our mandate back from the court.
The chairman of Edo Chapter, Kelly Ogbaloy, says those behind the suspension are people who aim to destroy the party. He added that the suspension is an exercise in futility as they are not constitutionally empowered to do so.
A certain pronouncement were made by some people in Abuja recently who faked and impersonated persons that had come from the environment of the national chairman and there said he's suspended. We are here along with our colleagues across the federation that is total nullity because they do not have power in our constitution to do what they did.
The man in the eye of the storm, Julius Abure, is thankful for the vote of confidence reposed in him. He pledges to work for the continuous growth of the party.
Nigerians have confidence, they have trust in our leadership, they have trust and confidence in our party. Hence, they overwhelmingly threw their support behind us. No amount of suspension will kill that dream. That dream will continue to provide leadership, will continue to lead this party, and I'm very sure that victory is sure.
The Labour Party urges Nigerians to disregard the suspension order and calls on the judiciary to defend the country's democracy. Ese Ogene, Akborono, AIT News, Benin.
AIT Benin. You see, this is one of the reasons why Nigeria judiciary has become a joke, okay, especially lately. Somebody who contested an election, right, and then he came forth, was declared winner by the Supreme Court, not by the election or the electoral body. Now, that may sound kind of, oh, that's impossible. It happened. It's possible it happened. The one that you may probably feel like, no way, that's impossible. That one is the Senate President of Nigeria, who was contesting to be president. He didn't buy form. He didn't fill any form for Senate or anything. Supreme Court of Nigeria instated him as the candidate of the party who didn't buy a single form. The person that bought form, campaigned, and even got the highest vote in the primaries they conducted. Supreme Court says he didn't win. So that person who didn't buy anything was put in. So the joke that the judiciary has become, so if anybody is trying to tell you that you need to respect our judiciary, will they do your head, Abby? Now the judiciary is supposed to respect themselves, at least. Maybe now, no? I would now take you to, this was probably yesterday, okay? Starting from here. Now, actually, they said they were chasing away those who came to take over their party secretariat in Abuja. And I think what they did, that was when they started this.
shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
Just about some hours ago, we were amazed at the report that we had that some hoodlums and thugs invaded the party secretariat, national secretariat of our party at Utako, and destroyed so many property, carted away documents, chased our staff away, committed all sorts of activities that is not in tandem with the rule of law. Actually, we were told that they went to court and took a particular order, but they did not wait for the court to determine whatever the motion of notice is, and they took law to their own hand to come and destroy our secretariat. That is why we, as a very, very important organ of NEC, the Council of Chairmen in the whole country, which continue NEC alongside the National Working Committee of our party, have decided to come here to do an on-the-spot assessment. And on getting here, we discovered that this set of people, some of them are suspended members of the party, who are no more members of our party. Some of them are people that have sold the party out to other political parties, which the party is still investigating. But to our utmost surprise, we discover that they have violated our right as a political party. And they have gone all around to intimidate us with security agents and so many. And we are saying that we cannot be intimidated. We cannot be harassed. Yes. We cannot be cowed to believing that. Yes. So Labour Party has come to stay in Nigeria. Yes. And we want to advise all political parties to allow us, leave us alone. Yes. I want to tell security agencies to not become political party members. Because police are not political party members. So they should do what is right according to the rule of law. You cannot be a judge in your own case. They are judged in their own case. They want to carry law into their own hand. And that's why we are here with our entire members from all over the Federation to receive this obnoxious and this evil move to derail us from pursuing the cause Nigeria has given to us. Yes. Nigeria really gave us.
So you see that in like vibrating. Here is another one again, if you don't mind.
I am here to say that the end of this scene is a subordinate organ to the neck of the law. Therefore, when a fraction of it is coming here to take laws into his hand, it becomes a total nullity. And this is for that minor fraction. When those who are taking this action are members of the party who have been suspended for the activity of the party. And as at the time they took this action, the suspension are not removed. And therefore, we are saying here that the 36 chairmen of the Labour Party around the state have come to possess its own property. Because this mission led by Papa to this place are no people who have authority to control this party. But this detachment here has the authority in law to be in charge of it. And we are fair that Comrade Barrister Julius Abure is the party chairman and he remains so. NSC as of today has confirmed that in their communications. And so we have come here to tell the people of the world that the action of this fraction is a total nullity and should be disregarded because the action does not follow the content of the rules and constitution of Labour Party.
Could you tell us how many chairmen are here now?
We are 28 chairmen here now. 28. Edo is here. Sokoto is here. Sokoto is here. Asla is here. Kano is here. Kogi is here. Delta is here. Nasarawa is here. Benue is here. Odo is here. Osu is here. Kaduna is here. Kaduna is here. Edo chairman. Sorry, sir. We are not taking any more.
Last. Anyway, so these are the supposed chairman of Labour Party who said they are passing a vote of confidence on their chairman. So the drama continues. Now, their media will report that, as usual, Labour Party crisis, and because Obi is with them, of course, it's going to be a rider. Anyway, we are monitoring too. Apapa, the Lamidi Agbado, I believe Lamidi Tinkan. I haven't seen him in a while until they just shove Arabambi into the picture. So we'll be monitoring as well. And to the people who have become the victims of all these attacks, and those who are still going to be, accept our condolences for those who have been the victims, and for those who are still going to be victims from tomorrow and the days after and the weeks after, you can also accept our condolences in advance. This is not in any way just to mock you. I have told you this, I've told you this many times. In what Nigeria has become, all of us, we are just awaiting victims. The survivors of yesterday, they are today's victims. The survivors of today, they are tomorrow's victims. As long as Nigeria continues in this trajectory, all of us are just a disaster waiting to happen. If you don't kill Nigeria, Nigeria will kill all of us. It's just a matter of time. I reject it in Jesus' name. I bet you probably don't even know God, like those people that were slaughtered in the last 5 days in Benue alone. They have seen hell. They have escaped the wrath of terrorists. They believe that God saved them, even though the same God killed others, Abi. So they've thanked God all their lives where they felt safe. The terrorists, they still went there, killed them, kidnapped some, shot some. So it's just this mentality. When you know the truth, just process it. When you realize the danger that is lurking around you, just maybe, you might actually change your thinking. And a little change in your line of thinking can save your life and save that of millions too. All these are consequences of all your choices and decisions in the past and even now. So we are all disaster waiting to happen. Unfortunately, those who are actually bringing this upon Nigeria, when the consequences start happening, there is no limited to them. Even those of you who don't support them, even those of you who don't have anything to do with them, you are also potential victims too. We are all victims into what Nigeria is doing to all of us. Now, we will have to deal with the international image and reputation. And this is also going to be consequences of something that we didn't do. I didn't do that. Well, we would have to live with that simply because we probably still have our green passport there. So consequences, elections have consequences. And if you get to know better, maybe you will do better. Share you guys, show you the year. I'll leave you with it. I want to take calls tonight. So if you are still watching, okay, brethren on YouTube, I am saying this now, okay. If you're still here and you want to be part of this, this may be your night of saying hi to Mayegu and also add your own, your own view to all of this. So we have another 90 minutes or 80 minutes a phone call. So, but I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. Now, when I get back, I'll start taking calls. But if you are still going to be here, right, fine. Use that as your own break too. Like this broadcast if you haven't already. Come on. We are nearly 3,000 here again. But unfortunately, only 600 of you have managed to actually stop by and pay your offering. But make sure you don't leave without paying that. I will be back in a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Hello there.
Hello, Chief Mayego.
How are you, sir?
Once again, I'm fine. Once again, I am Dr. Benga Emeka, the second time calling.
Dr. Benga Emeka. That's unique.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm mixed, Igbo, Yoruba. I'm fine.
Bless you.
Please, I have some certain discussions, questions I would like you to help me in answering.
Okay. Let's see if I can try.
First and foremost, please, why is APC after Labour Party?
To kill them and then bury them once and for all, because they have seen them as a potential real threat now. Simple as ABC.
Yeah, but from what we heard here in the US, it was the same APC that told Labour Party to go to court.
That's right.
If they don't like the outcome of the elections. And Labour Party then went to court. So why are they now after Labour Party? You cannot tell someone to go to court at the same time you are after the person.
I mean, I wouldn't understand.
That is number one. That is number one. Then number two, in terms of the Arab League, in terms of the Islamic nature, they are against they are against people of certain orientation, like people that are terrorists, people that are drug pushers, people that are drug peddling and others. Right. What has the Arab or Islamic community in Nigeria said about Kolo? Why are they all keeping quiet? It's only some few of them have voiced out. Why can't the president himself, Muhammad Buhari, give a stand that the election has either been cancelled or Tinubu has been removed because of his...
Buhari said everybody who is not happy with the conduct should go to court. They have the right to go to court. That's the same thing he said. According to him, there may be some problems, but Tinubu is going to be inaugurated. And nothing is going to change that. He's already made that statement. I don't know if you actually know that. He's already said that. Like,
yes, I also heard that. Okay, if Tinubu is inaugurated now, will the case still continue or will the case die?
Well, you should expect it to die slow death. It may not go away. And I think the worry now is that it seems Peter Obi is adamant. Maybe he has a good case that it's not going to go away. So it's better they kill it before it even starts. Because if not for that, right? Because once he's inaugurated, right, this whole thing will take 180 days to complete. All right. So the appeal court will use 120 days. Sorry, the tribunal will use 60 days, which is 2 months. The appeal court will use another 60 days, which is, then the Supreme Court will choose a date, which is going to be within another 60 days to rule. So all of this would then be like 180 days. So that's that's going to be like until next year. So normal, they might want it to just die a natural death because he would have been sworn in. He would have been parading himself as a president then. He would probably even have the power to choose judges too, influence them. With what we know of him, he's going to influence the court. Forget it. Do you get that now? But nevertheless, even with all of this, they are still so afraid that they prefer to actually not go to court at all and destroy the party, destroy the case before then. So it seems, if you ask me, anyway.
Okay, because over the last week, we Africans, we had a meeting in Washington, D.C. Right. There's a Nigerian, I'm not permitted to tell you his name because of security purposes.
Yeah, right.
There's a Nigerian who works as a policy analyst in the White House in U.S. So he told us that Joe Biden has written some classified letters to Buhari, urging Buhari to cancel the election. And that he presented some evidences that Kolu himself was convicted of heroin. And Buhari assured him he would do that. But the problem he has is that his hands are tied. That was what the guy told us. Well, that Buhari told Joe Biden that the problem he has is that his hands are tied. So my question is, how can the president's hands be tied? Who is putting the president in pressure? Is it Tinubu's cabal, or is it a promise he made to Tinubu, or what? How come Buhari's hands will be tied in this issue?
Well, I don't think his hands are tied. He's in on this all the way. He made people believe that he was going to do something right. But eventually, the plan was not to do anything right, as we have come to see. So it was just a distraction to make it look like he wanted to do something right to stop Tinubu, so that the whole world would see it like he tried to stop him. But he can't do it alone. So how Tinubu compromised the system and beat him to it, the whole world can see it. But at least he tried. So by trying to wash his own hands, that's what I think about this. That his hands are tied. No, he washed his hands. Give an impression that he want to do right thing, right? And everybody believed him. So everything that happened after.
Because
go on, sir.
Because one of Buhari's close associates, what he told us was Buhari had two candidates in mind, and the two candidates he had in mind were Ahmed Lawan or Rotimi Amechi. That Tinubu Rotimi Amechi was his second choice, but his first choice was Ahmed Lawan. But Tinubu's group learned of it and had to beat him to the primaries.
Yes.
That if you observe, Tinubu won the primaries based on his money back.
That's right. And
most people wanted.
It's like they should change Buhari himself. But in all of it, right, I still believe that it's just a game of chess. They believe they are playing with 200 million people. Now it's getting out of hand.
Wow.
Like, when you lose control of something, or maybe not. Dr. Benga, we will get to that part.
Because sincerely speaking, I don't see any remedy in Nigeria. I don't see any remedy at all. Nigeria is a completely failed state with the way things are
unfortunately going. Anyway, thank you so much, sir. I'll take another one so that we manage the time between all our callers. Here we go. Hello there.
Hello, Brother Mayogun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening to you, too.
My name is Stanley. I'm calling from France.
Stanley, everybody can hear you loud and clear, Baba. Please.
I've been watching you, and you have making us to understand the country Nigeria cannot be redeemed unless we go our separate ways.
If we do that as soon as possible, we'll save lives. That's what I said.
But the people that are benefiting from the bad government, they will not allow it to happen like that.
No.
I wanted to send you one video, which the reason I called you concerning this Femi Gbajabiamole.
Gbajabiamole. Tell me about it, sir.
How they send it? How they before they meet him, the speaker, how they send it to Saudi Arabia, and they made it to become a Muslim by force, so that the North will accept him.
To convert to Muslim.
So there was a radio program where one of the House of Representative member was accusing him of all those things. And they are the same people now that are accusing Labour Party of trying to play religion,
divide Nigeria with religion. It is ridiculous. So they said, one imam said what they were telling them in northern Nigeria was, one Muslim is not enough to see the peace of Allah. Here you get. So two is better. And that is why they were like, anybody, you know what they call those who voted against, who didn't vote for Muslim tickets in northern Nigeria? Infidels.
Yeah.
In Western Nigeria, they are called Omoalis. So it was something that was projected on religion and tribe. And the two places they targeted, those are the places they unleashed violence. Baba? Just
that is why
accuse your opposition of what you are doing. That's exactly what APC is doing. What they are doing, they accuse others and they raise alarm.
You can see the North that are a bit calm because they want to see how the Yorubas and the Igbo will play it out.
I know.
So at the end, they will, the Kaduna Mafia, the Kaduna little finger, is preparing when it comes to the time of the North, the next 8 years now, he just come now. He's preparing, he's doing everything to make sure when the time comes. Yes. So now they want to the Yoruba. It's not the Yoruba that is the problem. The political rascal like the Ohanese Chamasa. He said there are political rascal. He did not say the Yoruba. He said political rascal, and which are benefiting from this APC government. They don't want it to happen.
That's right.
And Nigeria have been stagnant, and nothing is going on. Nothing is moving in Nigeria. The Chinese have been in this country, they have been raping, they have been mining, illegal mining going on, and these people are benefiting. The border at the north, they have been porous, everything has been going on, and they don't care.
They don't.
They just want to make sure they push Tinubu so that they can their looting can continue. So I hope everybody will join hands and enlighten our people to know that Nigeria cannot go forward with this construction. If everybody to go our separate way, there we can manage our own resources differently. That's my own contribution.
God bless you, Baba. Thank you very much for dropping by. Okay, Stanley from France. I have another caller, and I think this is also France. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Mayogu. How are you?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, my brother. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. So, yeah. Where are you calling from, if I may ask?
I'm calling from Paris. My name is Victor.
Hey, I thought as much.
Yes.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm okay, my brother. I just joined your program and then I'm happy, you know. It's been long.
Thank you. And there you are. You are now live. Everybody can hear you too. Just help us make it interesting. Go on, please.
I'm concerned about what is going on in our country. I'm so confused. I'm so painful.
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is this: if we don't kill APC in Nigeria, APC will kill Nigeria.
They will kill Nigeria and kill all of us.
I don't know if you understand what I mean.
I do. I'm following you, sir. Please go on.
Yes, it's a very bad Mafian organization. It's not a political party. I say it's not a political party. I don't see APC as a political party. I see it as a Mafian organization.
A cult group. Sir, you need to pay attention to the phone more. Just ignore that broadcast, okay? If you are listening to your voice on both, we're going to be having a delayed conversation, okay? You continue talking to me on the phone.
Sorry?
Can you hear me? You need to ignore that broadcast. Okay, don't speak to me and then waiting for the TV or that to speak, okay? Let you and I continue talking, or else we'll be having a sort of delayed conversation. Can you hear me?
Okay, because it's like my phone is jamming, and what I really my contribution is this.
You might need to walk from that room. Can you hear me?
Problem, you see?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We have to be careful with the youth.
Yes, sir.
We have to stand up and fight for this. Our country, it's our time, it's our generation. We have to fight. This is my contribution. We have to fight because APC is a very dangerous party. They can destroy. Their propaganda is too much.
I know. Very divisive. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. I hope the line will be a little bit better next time. You know, sometimes it's so bad that way that, I mean, anyway, from different countries. Imagine. Hello there.
Hello, my brother.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
Great. Please.
Brother, I must give you respect, bro, for what you do. You do a very good work.
Thank you.
My name is Anthony. I'm calling from India.
Anthony from, did you say India?
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Sorry, I didn't get that fully. Good one, Baba. That's far. How are you doing tonight? Or is it morning in Indonesia right now?
Yeah, it's morning.
It is morning. Okay, great.
It's almost after.
So happy Sunday then. You are already on Sunday, are you?
Yeah.
You are. So please, Baba, fire on. Everybody can hear you. Go on.
You see, I watch the post. There are something you post on your Facebook timeline when most of our leaders are so full of Jonathan. But this time around now, do you see how many people they are killing every day? Nobody's talking. Nobody is talking. Everywhere is cool.
I know.
Every day, killings. Nobody.
And they are back. They are even back now.
Do you know why?
Go on.
I am telling you. Do you know why? Do you know why I love sometimes? I love listening to Nnamdi Kanu. There is one program he made once at a time. He said, professor, right? When something happens to others, he don't come outside to speak. But when Fulani enter his farm to destroy his farmland, he come outside to speak.
He did come out.
This is what is happening right now. This is what is happening correct right now. I don't know. The truth is that I don't know where we are heading to. See, every day 80 killed, 100 killed, 50 carried, children. Nobody's talking. Everywhere is cool. Even our leaders. Oh my God. Baba,
like Baba, human beings, 100 killed, 200 killed, and Nigeria is not at war.
You know,
are you joking?
Baba, do you know in this country now, if you are driving your car, once you see pussy, you know pussy, just pussy.
Yeah.
If you keep pussy in this country, your own is finished. Pussy, just pussy.
No single arrest.
I'm telling you the
all
truth.
this death I've mentioned, all this kidnapping, no one single arrest. No single one.
Nobody. You can't even hear anything from DSS, nothing like police. Police will not talk. Nobody. God help us all.
Amen. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Okay, may I take another one? That's a very far one, and I'm going even farther now. I think this is either. Hello there.
Hi, good General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Thank you very much for all you do.
Thanks.
This is TA from Atlanta.
Did you say TA from Atlanta? I heard that.
Atlanta, yes.
Beautiful.
It's been a while I called and.
Beautiful. I grabbed that. Now everybody can hear you too. So please go on.
Yeah, the country, like I said before, is gone. It's gone. But most people don't realize it. And that's why your program is so instructive, so nice to open people's eyes. And for those who still believe in that contraption, the eyes, I hope, we pray that the eyes will be opened one day. But I just pray it doesn't, happen.
Like Nigeria doesn't happen to us before we now say, thank God I escape. Thank God I can live to tell my story. Man, now I believe all I have been told. I actually don't wish that on anybody because we are talking about life and death here. That's how brutal things have become now.
Yeah. Do you know this APC, when Buhari was about to be voted for, I told some of my friends, I said, you guys don't know this Buhari man or what? They said, no, he said, I'm a general. No, the other is a thief. No, the other should go. This Buhari is at least an army general. He has done it before, blah, blah. I said, okay. After the first time, one of my friends that was supporting him that time called me and said, oh, Bob, he wants to pay his children's school fees. He can't even afford it, blah, blah. But I sent him money, but I told him, but I told you. He said, man, a mistake I do.
Used to take care of his own bill, suddenly. There are many like that. There are many people like that. Yeah.
He has just one child. He has just one child, man. You go one child. Do you know this guy cannot pay his son's school fees? That's how bad it is right now in Nigeria.
And he used to be able to pay. He used to pay that before this Buhari now. You know what I'm saying as well?
Okay.
Yeah, Tia, you know what I'm saying is that
the guy you say is okay.
I have a lot of people that I know, right? They are not rich, but they are